Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Sanya, and today I want to talk about beauty standards. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I know we have always been saying that the black beauty is the standard. It's just that it is only when our beauty is shown on other races of women. And I was thinking today while I was at work, and I don't have a beauty standard. I don't have anyone that I look up to and be like, I would want to be like this woman someday. I do have people that I want to be like when it comes to career and stuff. Like my mom, she's a very driven person, and I really admire that about her. But in terms of how she is beauty and stuff, I'm not saying my mom is not beautiful. She's very beautiful. She's like one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen or known. But even on TikTok, I've seen a lot of black women that look like me phenotypically, but they aren't my beauty standard. And I don't know when I developed this mindset, because when I was younger, I usually, you want to be like your mom, you want to be like your aunts, you want to be like people, women that are around you. But now that I've grown older, I'm only 21, but now that I've grown older, I've actually realized that my beauty standard is the maximum amount of beauty that I can be. I don't know if that makes sense. Maximum is probably the weirdest word to use there, but my beauty standard is actually anything that has to do with me increasing my beauty. So I am my beauty standards. For example, one of the reasons why I think that is because I think beauty standard isn't just it's not fixed. I don't want to say it's not fixed. I don't know if these are the right words, guys, but beauty standard has so much nuance to it, or it's so complex. Like there are things, for example, the hair of one race of woman can be the beauty standard. I think the beauty standard in general is not just from one race of woman, right? For example, I think black women's body, the way we shape, most of us shape like that type of figure or physical body, that's a beauty standard, right? And then another beauty standard would be other races of women with their hair, the straight hair or the loose curly hair. That's a beauty standard. The small nose, that's a beauty standard. America's beauty standard, it's not just one person or one race of woman. Because of that, because I realized that I cannot have that as my beauty standard, because I can never have straight hair. I will never have a straight pointed nose. I am never gonna be not my skin complexion. I don't know if I guess I'm like dark skin, brown skin, I don't know. But I'll never not be the complexion that I am. And I'm not gonna have the Coca-Cola body or the slim thick. Well, I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna have that, but certain body types I won't ever have. And because of that, that cannot be my beauty standard. So my beauty standard is anything that I can be. Like, let me give you an example on. For me, my beauty standard, any skin complexion that I have. In the summer, I'm obviously darker than in the winter. So whether I'm darker or lighter, that's the beauty standard for me at that time. Another beauty standard for me is my skin. I want my skin to be clear. I don't like the spots on my face, right? So getting a clear skin for me is a beauty standard for me, right? It doesn't mean that with my spots I'm ugly. It just means that that's like the goal, right? Then my nose, the way it is a beauty standard for me. I find it very cute, right? My eyes, I find it very cute. And let me tell you something. When I was younger, my nostrils, my aunts, they used to tell me that my nostrils are large. Okay, I wish I could show you an image, but I'm not gonna do that because they are actually huge. But now that I am older, I've recognized that I like my nostrils just the way they are. They don't have to be small, because my aunts and my uncle, they have smaller nostrils. I don't really like nails, like extension nails, false nails. I wear makeup sometimes, but it's not my favorite thing. So for me, in my eyes, the beauty standard for me is elevating my natural look, right? I'm not saying that if I'm not in my natural state, I don't think I'm beautiful. I just think that for me, the peak of beauty for me, or the beauty standard for me, is getting my natural look to be the best ever. I love long nails, but I don't like false nails. They itch, the glue, they itch on my skin. So what I do is I say, okay, I'm gonna grow my real nails. So I'm growing out my real nails. They're a bit short right now, but yes, I am working on reaching that standard for myself. I'm working on my skincare to reach that standard that I have for myself. For me personally, I love long hair. I love big hair. So for me, the goal my beauty standard when it comes to hair is long or voluminous hair. Any one of those, I don't mind, right? In terms of my body, this is gonna sound so superficial, although this whole conversation is superficial, but I love a fat ass. I don't know, guys. I love a booty. I love a booty, and I love a nicely shaped butt. Okay, I like it on me, and I see that on other women too, and I like it. The beauty standard in terms of the butt shape would be more like a heart butt shape. I guess I hope that makes sense. But for me, I don't have a heart butt shape, right? My butt shape is like it's a little bit in between a square and a heart, right? So I know that hey, my butt doesn't look like the butt that is on the media. So what I do is I go to the gym, I try to grow my glutes to make them the best they can ever be. A square butt might never ever become a heart butt. Probably never in my lifetime will I ever have a heart shaped butt. But guess what? I will have a fat ass square butt, and I'm okay with having that, you know. I have hip dips. My mom have the widest hips I've ever seen. I'm telling you, my mom's hips are so beautiful. I really love them. But for me personally, I did not get those genetics. Or maybe it's because I don't have kids, but I did not get those genetics. So I know that hey, I'm gonna have to learn to make my hips, my narrow hips, the beauty standard for me. Guys, and I know that it sounds like I'm describing myself in a weird way, but guess what? That's how I look, and you know, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with loving myself the way that I look, and I'm okay with elevating myself by accepting it and working on it, but not in a way to hide it or get rid of it completely. You know what I mean? And when I say get rid of it completely, I don't want to ever feel like I need to do surgery, like, oh, I need to do a surgery to get wider hips. I don't want to ever feel like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against surgery. Honestly, I'm kind of against it. I'm not even gonna lie, because I do think it's just a temporary way to cover up insecurities, but that's besides the point. Not everybody is ready to have those deep conversations. But anyways, I do not want to ever be hiding something because I'm insecure about it. And I'm always gonna be the one to say that if you're insecure about something, show it, because that's how you're gonna get over that insecurity. Also, I have a horrible walk. Guys, I don't know why I walk like this. I hate it so much. But guess what? That's how I walk. I can't really do anything about that. What I'm doing to make sure that my walk looks a little bit better is I'm trying to fix my posture. I'm trying to walk slower. I'm trying to just slowly improve myself. In life, you should always try to improve yourself. You are never at your maximum level of whatever you are doing. You're never at your maximum level of beautiful. You're never at your maximum level of accomplished, or you're never there's not enough of anything in the world for you to say, oh, this is the limit. The sky is the limit. The sky isn't even the limit. The sky is the starting point. So you can always say, hey, I'm gonna try to get better. I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to do that. Never stop, right? That's my point. Don't ever think that because you're accepting yourself the way you are, you aren't trying to improve yourself. Because for me, listen, I understand English, I speak English, right? But I have an accent, obviously, right? Before I came here to America, why did I say the America as if this is some history movie? But anyway, history channel. But anyways, when I came to America, I found it so awkward to speak standard English because it's not what I usually speak when I was in Jamaica. And what happened was I felt like I didn't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to be at a point where I accept myself because, oh, I'm not that good at English. So, you know what? I'm just going to accept that I can't speak English and never learn English. No, that's not right. You should never do that. You should say, okay, I'm not that good at this, but you know, I can improve it. I'm not improving it because, oh, the world tells me to improve it. No, I'm improving it because I can improve it. It's a good thing to improve it. I don't need to have clear skin, but guess what? I can have clear skin. I love myself with or without clear skin, but I would like to have clear skin. I love long hair, but I love short hair too. I would love to have long hair, but I'm okay with having short hair. You know, just because you're accepting yourself for where you're at doesn't mean you can't strive for better. You can't go for more, you know? And that's what I think some people misunderstand when a person says accept yourself the way you are. When a person what I usually see most people say is that when they're wearing their natural hair or stuff, they feel as though it dulls down their look. Because what happens is that when they wear their natural hair, what they do is they don't do their makeup if they're a makeup person. They don't wear their nails. They don't dress cute. Just because you're accepting yourself, accepting this part of yourself doesn't mean that you aren't trying to actively elevate yourself or improve yourself, you know? just because you have your natural hair out doesn't mean that you have to look like a bum on the road. And I'm not saying that if you have your natural hair, you should automatically try to elevate yourself to compensate for the fact that you have your natural hair. No, I'm just saying that just because you're accepting this area of yourself doesn't mean that you have to neglect improvement. Because as a human being, your goal is should always be to improve yourself, should always be to get better at everything that you're doing. You should always strive to improve, but also accept the fact that some things cannot change. So yes, that's the motto of this channel. We strive for improvements with the awareness that some things cannot change. We strive for improvements with the awareness that some things cannot change, right? You will never have silky straight hair because you're black, but you can always improve your coily hair. You may never have fully even skin, but guess what? You can improve your skin. You can wear your sunscreen and make sure that your skin is healthy. You may never have that shape that everyone has or the shape that you idolize, but guess what? You can make sure that you are the healthiest you have ever been in your life. You may never have those long nails or those pretty nails. You probably can't even afford those things, but guess what? You can make sure that your nails on your hands are beautifully cut, are manicured, and perfectly fine and healthy, until you can get to the point where you can add those extensions if those are what you want. But always remember that accepting yourself is the first step into improvement. And don't think that just because you're accepting yourself, you have to just live the way you are. Because I can accept that, hey, I have a stealing issue. I accept that I have it, but I'm improving myself. I don't want to always have this issue. Acceptance doesn't mean lack of improvement. That is all I have for you ladies today. I hope you have a beautiful day. And also, I think men are going to be watching this too. So yes, I hope you guys and girls, or girls and guys, have a beautiful day. Oh, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video.